Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Sunday, January 26th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 5 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 41 degrees with a high of 46 and a low of 34. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures, and the what and the how and the why of adult coloring. In other words, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and why I've done the things that I've done on it. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always delightful. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who'll see this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who'll see this broadcast when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Alrighty. So let's see who's popped in. Mamie, so glad to see you, Mamie. Oh, Angie, you're like number 3. Great. Hello, Ivy. Hello, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Hello, Thomas. And Angie. Miss Lori. Hi, Karen. All righty. All right, let me set up my second monitor here. All right. So the format of my broadcast is that the first image is a buddy color from one of my books. That way you can download the image, which is available from the group. And the image that we're doing out of the book this time is our running lady. This whole image is coming along beautifully. Thank you for the feedback on it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. We don't have too many more things to do, and then we can go on to a new buddy color. The second coloring that I'm doing is from the Posh coloring book, Thomas Kincaid. And the image that I'm doing is the well and the cottage. And I've been showing you how to easily do flowers and stuff, which a lot of the images in the Posh books have, as well as the Disney books. And I think it's coming out beautifully. So last night I got more of the flowers done, and I started working on the cabin. I think those windows turned out really well. All right. Oh, Sherry got the Valentine's postcard book. I'll be doing a flip through of that on Tuesday. I think you're going to like it, young lady. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Has your day been a win, a lose, or a draw? I'm going to say draw. It's been quiet. And Lori, how's your mom doing? Mamie says draw. Angie says win. You taught Sunday school this morning to 9 energetic kids. Woo-hoo. It was a blast. Thomas win. You got out of the house, went to get some chocolate at a candy store, went to see our friends, and went out to eat. It was super. Angie says her kids was a blast. The kids are age 3 to 13. Okay, everybody else, win, lose, or draw? And guys, if you would be so kind as to hit that like button, that would be great. And if you would share, Sherry says draw, Karen draw, Lori, your mom is okay, resting and comfortable, and she will be in hospital for a couple of days. Oh, thanks for asking. Oh my gosh, you're welcome. That's what we do in this group. Janie, draw. Okay, sounds like everybody's basically having a quiet day. Good. All right. Now, Tuesday, I will be doing a flip through of the vintage Valentine's Day postcards. That's when it's expected in. So that'll be pretty cool. Although, some people have no constraint and they went and bought the book now. Angie, your arm is completely healed. Fantastic. Okay, get your paper towel out. And we will keep going. All right, let me move some pencils around here. Oh, Sherry says she had to have it. I think you're really going to like it. That was such a blast to do. I think it's a very elegant book, actually. All right, so last night I went through and I fixed the purse that I had accidentally covered up. So, for those of you that are coloring with me, did you fix the purse as well? I couldn't let it go. Sherry, when are you supposed to get your book? Okay. So I'm on the right-hand side. How's everybody's weather? Are you warming up? The high today was 46. I am happy, happy, happy. Okay. Janie, 38 degrees today in Pennsylvania. Let me get my swatch sheet out. The colorist on the pictures does amazing work, whoever it is, Mamie. I have no idea when it's arriving. I just had to have it. You were in a frenzy. Angie says high is going to be in the low 50s, then in low 60s with rain tonight and tomorrow, outskirts of Charlotte. Good. Glad to hear everybody's warming up. All right. So let's go ahead and work on these vegetable bins. We really don't have too much more to go on this. So let's go ahead and use a nice brown. Now be sure when you're doing this, Laura, you said it's 26 here, but much warmer than it's been. Good. Now be sure to get around the detail of whatever's in these bins. Probably potatoes. Oh, your book is coming Tuesday, the same day I'm getting mine. Excellent. Okay, let's detail this. Okay, Mamie, thank you. Now, right now, this is my base color. Again, take your time. Who's coloring with me tonight? Janie, you're coloring with me. Good. And if you're not coloring with me, what are you coloring? And if you're not coloring, what you doing? Who's winning the game between the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City? Who's winning the game between the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City?
The Chiefs are on top 21-16 at halftime in the AFC Championship against the Bills.
21-16, the Chiefs. I'm sure Linda's watching the game. Okay, now let me get this little leg down here. Sherry says, pretending to watch the game, go Chiefs. Angie, you're still in romantic country, doing the full book challenge for my youngest great niece, Quinn, who is 4 going on 5. All right. Angie, is that the book that you were thinking about picking up for the group? For the group? Linda and the Three Amigos. Uno, dos, tres. Linda, Michelle, and Wally. Just came in to say hi, not feeling well, so hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Karen, you're just watching Coloring Tomorrow? Oh, okay, Angie. All right, don't forget the best way to pick up something for the group is to do a gift card to Amazon. Linda, get better soon. We need you here. Okay, now we have a leg is missing. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Linda, you're having stomach issues. Oh, so far, sorry. Okay, I just added that leg. You'll see why in a moment. So now I'm going to go ahead and color that my lighter brown. And then I'm going to come in with a darker brown. Let's see what we got here. And if you can't find a decent darker brown, then come in with your Payne's Gray. And what you're going to do is you're going to shade the inside of the container. Now, tell me. Oh, Janie, you found a Wizard of Oz coloring book, Luma Lamous. Do you know of her? Not ringing a bell. Guys, what's the one thing that I talk about that makes your images stand apart from everybody else's? And Mamie just posted the link to this image and 2 more free images. All right, let's get some of that dark area in between. Yeah, it's details. It's sweating the details. And notice how I'm sweating the details on this bin. And part of sweating the details is adding, as Mamie said, adding embellishments, but more so sweating the details. Janie, you're going to outline the potatoes, yep. Sorry about the camera movement there. All right, let me find what I want here. Do you guys remember that day that person came into the broadcast, didn't bother to say hi, and immediately started complaining because of the movement? I don't know, there was something else that they said. That was so funny. Didn't say hi. First thing out of their mouth was complaints. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm going to put a gold color on the potatoes. Hello, kitty. Okay, now I'm going to come in with a darker gold. Oh, great. Now we're all going to be hungry for potatoes. Hey, Grace. Hello. And then I'm going to take my pen. How is Grace doing this evening? Twice baked potatoes. Now you can either use your pen or use a Sharpie marker. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some dots on this. Remember, guys, details. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to come back with my dark brown, which I have promptly misplaced. And I'm going to edge the front of the box. So I'm going to work on the edges to do that. Oh no, the frogs died. And then we'll go down this leg and darken that up a little bit. Now, again, why do we spend the time on this? Because we want the piece to look really cool. I keep telling you guys that that's what's going to make your pieces stand head and shoulders above other coloring projects when you do detail like this. All right, here we go with more of this. Now, let me go ahead and do the little sign. Kitty, what are you doing? I'm shopping on Amazon for goodies right now because next month is when I get awarded for doing your chores. All right, Grace says, way to go, Kitty. And you've already got the word search book in the cart. Yay! Okay, then I'm going to use my ivory. Now, it's going to make these numbers go away a little bit. So that's where we come back with our pen, black. There you go. Okay, now we're going to do the other box. But before I do that, I'm going to do the apples. Does anybody remember how we did apples? All right, Grace. Thank you. Get yourself a nice red. A deep red, a lighter red, and then a light yellow. Okay, Thomas, good night. All right, let me get my reds here. Oh, let me find the red here. Thomas, I'm sure after some sleep you'll feel better. I'll tell you what, I think that reds are the hardest colors. Too many pinks in the selections. Hello, Julie. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with yellow. And then we're going to come in with our darkest red. And then we'll come in with our lighter red. Check it out. Now be sure to leave some of the yellow showing. Doesn't that look cool for an apple? Grace, you're back. Good, thank you. Let me go ahead and color these, pre-color them yellow. Yeah, magenta is also a red. Let me pull out and then go back in again, getting blurry. And then I'm going to take my eraser and erase in a shine spot. Okay, let's do another apple. Our darker red at the bottom. Our lighter red. Blended back into the darker red. The connection looks so petite. All right, there's my highlight spot. Dark red. Lighter red. And notice how a little bit of that yellow is showing through. Dark red. Lighter red. With that yellow showing through. See, you can make that yellow your shine spot. Dark red. Lighter red. Guys, look how cool these apples look. Dark red. Lighter red. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Woo! Okay, going to mute you a second while I take care of some things. Oh, it was New Year's when I showed you the my modest pencil collection. All right, guys, hold on. Hey, I got to keep up with you guys with my pencil collection. What can I say? You guys keep me on my toes. Yeah, Ivy, do you see how that yellow is making all the difference in the world? There's my darker red, which goes towards the bottom. And then our lighter red. And then our yellow shows through. Darker red. Lighter red. Yeah, they do look juicy, don't they? So if I ask you guys what your favorite part of this whole coloring is, you're gonna tell me the apples, right? See how I went around the outside? And then my lighter red on top here. Darker red. And then our lighter red. Don't go heavy with that lighter red. Ivy, you're still amazed by the hidden purse, but every instruction is useful. So you're talking about the fact that I colored over it in such a way to make it go away? All right, here's my darker red. So for an apple, it is yellow, darker red, lighter red. Now, you never thought of making such an alteration to a coloring book image. It has opened up a lot of possibilities. Oh, Ivy, music to my ears. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my eraser. And I'm going to put a shine spot on some of these apples. Don't wipe out your yellow by mistake. Ivy, I always advocate for alterations and additions to a page. I don't know why people are so afraid to alter and mark in their coloring books. Oh man, those apples do look good, don't they? All right, let me get something here I want to show you. Meanwhile, let me pull out so you can see how all of this looks. Okay, give me a minute. Okay. Let me pull out. Now, I have a notebook that I've put together that I keep coloring information in. And one of the things that I have, let's see, is an information page on how to color an apple. Now, if you have the book, let me just dust this off here, or clean it. If you have the book, Adorable Animals by Jane Maday, M-A-D-A-Y, you have this information. I pulled the page out of the book. Now, I'm going to zoom in. This is layering to create depth and how to color an apple. So get ready to take some screenshots. Now, this is assuming that you don't have, that you've got a plain apple with no grayscale on it. But you can do this on a grayscale apple or on an apple that is just line art. So this happens to be a grayscale apple, but it could be a line art apple as well. So there's step number one. Everybody get a screenshot of it. Then your next step, this says using watercolor pencils. Now this says watercolor pencils, but you can use standard pencils just like I did. Color the apple yellow, leaving some white areas for highlights. And notice how the highlights here are on the edges and the top, and it's curved. All right, next step. We're going to add a layer of red. And you want to leave some of the yellow showing so that the new red layer doesn't look flat. So that's step number 3. And then step number 4 is to add another layer of darker red to deepen the shading of the entire apple. So you've got your first red here, okay? And then you have your darker red around the bottom. You can put a little bit around the top. Is everybody getting a screenshot of all this? I'll go back over each step. All right. So step number 1 is starting with the apple itself. It can be either in grayscale or line art. Get your screenshots, guys. Step number 2, color your apple yellow, but you want to leave some areas open. We can cross out watercolor pencil here. You can use regular pencils. Step number 3, you add your layer of your first red. You want to use a medium red to do that. Notice that the yellow is still showing here. Notice your highlight spots, which you can add later, by the way, with an eraser. And the last step then is to add a darker red. And that starts to give you your depth, dimension, and detail. See where this darker red is. Any questions? Did you guys get your screenshots? All right. So that's my book where I keep information about different things. This is a coloring tutorial on how to make a horse with looking good with the hair. This is how to do gems. This is how to color balloons. There's more balloons. And you can also consider this as being a pearl. Hey, Carmen. All right. So there you go. And again, if you have The Adorable Animals by Jane Madej, you've got that book, you've got this information. All right, let me put that away. I keep telling you, you guys belong to a great group, don't you? Carmen, how are you feeling tonight? Now, let's go back to the apples that I did here. And that's how we get great looking apples. Carmen, good to see ya. Are you still in the hospital? Okay, now I'm going to come in with a lighter brown. Carmen, sit back, relax, watch some pretty pictures. When will they discharge you? You're attempting to color. Good. Here, let me get some information to you guys. Today he said it could be a few days. Okay. So Carmen, without going into detail, have they figured out what's going on with you? Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, there's the link, guys, to the Jane Madej book. If you are interested in looking it up. Well, Carmen, I hope your pain levels have been taken care of. You've had 9 eye exams. So all of your massive headaches were caused by eye related issues, is that right? And when you get out, you need to get an eye exam. I am so glad that they figured out what your issues are. Yay. Okay, now check out how I'm doing this other um, food stand with the lighter brown. Well, you're going to feel tons better when you get home. Okay. Can you have an apple? Of course you can. Okay, there's my ivory. So, Carmen, I take it that to mean that you like how I colored the apple, huh? Of course you can have an apple. You can have as many as you want. Oh, I bet it is the pits. Oh, Lori, your mother said they gave your mom a banana so green that she couldn't peel it. How ridiculous is that? Okay, very dark brown. And check out how I'm shading this. Yeah, applesauce sounds good. Isn't that beautiful? Now, let's go ahead and get our wood on the side here. But before I do that, because I'm working directly in the book, I'm going to use my blending pencil and smooth this out a little bit. And notice how I'm adding this texture to the wood. You always want to make your planks look as realistic as possible. Okay, now, speaking of blending pencil, I'm going to use it on my back wall here. Now, I want you to notice that I've got this pencil somewhat perpendicular to the page. That way we get a softer blend. Now again, you may not have these issues if you printed out your image on cardstock. But since I'm coloring in the book, I need to do this. Okay. Now, notice that I'm blending in the direction of the streak on the paper here. And then I'm going to blend up my canopy just a little bit. Yes, the blending really does make a difference, Ivy. Okay, let's get this area down here. Much better. And I think I'm going to blend up the skirt just a little bit. I did it earlier, but I'm going to do it a little more. All right. Now, one more thing before I go to my next project. I'm going to make this sidewalk into a slabbed sidewalk. So what that means is, let me get my triangle here. I'm going to draw in sidewalk joints with my pencil. And this is another example of adding to my coloring book. Check it out. By this point, I think Ivy's head's going to be exploding because here we are adding to the book again. Guys, what do you think? Better? Now, in doing that, I realized that I missed coloring part of my wall. Ivy, what do you think of the lines of the sidewalk? All right, let me finish this little corner of this wall, and then we can go on to our next project. And a little bit of blender pencil for me. All right. Let me pull out. I would say that's looking pretty cool. Any questions? Okay, I'm ready to go on to the next project. The only thing left to do, the 2 bags, the sign, our sidewalks, and the dog, and of course the street area. Yeah, I think that sidewalk is turning out really well. Okay, next project. Thomas Kincaid, Painter of Light, Posh Coloring Book. We're working on the well and the cottage. And the last thing that I left it at is we had put more detail in our flowers. I put the green in to start that. And I did the windows. So let's keep going with this. Well, Carmen, there's always the replay. You'll get there. Okay. So last night I started up on this grass. And I've laid down what I call my base color, my underlying color. And I'm going to come in. Now, I'll be smoothing all of this out at a later date. Carmen, are you still hanging with us? All right. Patricia, good night. I'm really glad you could stop by. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take this darker green. Now remember, whenever you lay it over on another color, it's going to change its color. Let me show you the original green. Check it out. This is the original green. This is the way it's coming out. And you'll notice that it's lighter. If your color is too light, change to a darker color. So I'm going to go with this green because I want to get a little more depth in there and dimension. And notice how I'm doing vertical strokes. Okay, Grace, thank you. And I want you to notice that I'm doing short little strokes here. And don't forget to turn your pencil. I'll pull out in a second so you can see this. Check it out. Now again, remember, this is oil, paint. This is colored pencil. This is smoother. This is more textured. Hello, Angry Bear. Oh, you've been lurking since the beginning. All right. So you've seen the progress that we made on the lady with the dog. Okay. Oh, you love the purse fix. And the heart shirt. Now, I want you to notice that by lifting my pencil and not doing one continuous coloring line on this grass, that's where we're getting our texture. Welcome back, Grace. So, Angry Bear, did you see? I lost my thought. As soon as I think of it again. Oh, did you see how to color an apple? Okay, back to the left. Did you take screenshots? Good. Okay, Payne's Gray. Now we're going to come back in. And we're going to blend our edges. And notice that I'm doing it with the vertical lines. Now, when the artists drew this picture, they drew a line for the shadow. Now, I'm going to go up on my concrete here a little bit. And I want you to notice how I'm using the vertical lines of the Payne's Gray to blend in all of this grass. See these hard lines right here? That's from the artist. We need to get rid of that. Look at the difference. All right. Let me pull out. Check it out. Isn't that nifty looking? Oh, Ohuhu is coming out with colored pencils. That ought to be interesting. When was that announcement made? Oh, Grace, the Payne's Gray. What brand of pencil is it that I'm holding? This is a Faber-Castell. That's right, Grace. It's a poly. I've got 3 pencils that I use quite a bit. The Payne's Gray, the Cinnamon, and the Ivory of Faber-Castell. So I always buy extra of those. Okay, let's keep going with our darker color. Oh, saw a review of the Ohuhu today and YouTube loved them. All right. Are they comparable to Prismacolor? Okay, check out our darker color here at the base of our well. And our side wall. The person you watch says no pencils compared to Prismacolor, and the hoo-hoos are oil based. All right. Check it out. So, what do you think? Now, again, when I ask you what you think, I'm asking from the basis of you coloring this as well, and how you're feeling it's doable. Again, guys, not hard. Okay, let's work on the sidewalk. Angry Bear, yours is close to mine. Okay. Are you enjoying doing it? Okay, now notice I'm working on obliterating this line. Anytime that we can get rid of a line, that's a good thing. My Linda, so glad to see you. Thumb number 15. My Linda, you need to watch this broadcast because I gave a little lesson on how to color apples. Angry Bear, refresh my memory. Do you have Facebook? I was hoping that you could send me a picture of the image that you've done with this so far. Okay. Carmen, good night. Carmen, I'm so glad that you felt well enough to come in and color with us. Okay. Good night, Carmen. Good night, Carmen. Good night, Carmen. So glad you made it in tonight. All right. Check out this edging. Janie, good night. Janie, always glad when you stop in. Guys, what's the score between Kansas City and the Bills? Okay, let me pull out. Oh, the Chiefs won 32-29. Uh, wow, 3 points difference. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray and I'm going to shade a little bit inside of that line that I just colored in. All right. Oh, Ivy, that's your hometown? All right, Ivy's happy. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the grass in these cracks. I'm stopping with the Payne's Gray for the moment. Let's see here. Now, I'm going to start with a very light green. My Linda, tell us something fun. Actually, Ivy, Buffalo is my hometown. I grew up not in the city, but in a suburb there. So the Chiefs have to play one more playoff game to get to the Super Bowl, right? So, my Linda, you spent all weekend doing what you wanted to do. That's the fun to me. There you go. Oh, that is their ticket to the Super Bowl. Gotcha. Oh, you've got to start planning your Super Bowl party menu now. Huh? Who has ideas for a Super Bowl party menu that's watching? Honey sauce dip on the wings. Okay, let's take a look at this. Now we need to come back with a dark green. And we're going to start creating these little pockets of darker grass. In between the light green. Now, I want you to notice that I'm not completely covering up the greenish yellow. Now, Ivy, you know that I'm going to be your taste tester for your party, so that means that you need to mail me some samples of your food. Okay. Any question about where having this grass look like it's growing in the sidewalk? Thank you, Ivy. So tell me, during the game, KC style barbecue. So during the game, were there any controversial calls by the referees? Alrighty, we're almost there. Now let me pull out. We'll show you the effect. Oh, the Bills fans will say there were some controversial calls. A couple of close calls had to be reviewed and didn't go their way. Gotcha. Okay. Now, Payne's Gray. We're just going to add sporadic highlighting with it. Don't get too crazy with your Payne's Gray. All right. Now, we need to take into account the reflection from the well onto the stone. So I'm going to take my Payne's Gray and I'm going to take a tan color. And we're going to reflect that well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically go like this and pull my pencil down. And that's going to give me the general idea where I want to reflect that well. Everybody see how I'm doing that? And then I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray because now we have this area of the grass. Any question about how I'm doing this shading? All right. Now back to the brown. What do you think? Let me pull out. Now, obviously, there's more to come. And this is the stage where somebody will look at this and say, you know, if they were doing it themselves, oh, I screwed it up. And I keep telling you that you can't make judgments on your piece this early in the game. Okay. I'm going to add just a little bit of brown in here. And I'm putting that brown right on top of the black. We are in good shape. Now, these cobblestones are actually damp. So I'm going to take a very light blue. And we're going to start that process of making them shine. Now, I want you to also notice that I'm using this blue on top of the gray here. And you know that the way I color, it's going to make sense once I get further into the picture. Now, I'm going to come in with, let's see, a light pink. Keeping in mind that pink and purples indicate dampness. And I want you to notice that I'm back blending this pink into the purple. Excuse me, into the blue. Any questions so far? Now, before I go too much further on this, we've got these windows in the cottage. The windows have our yellow light. So what we're going to do is we're going to reflect that yellow onto the cobblestones. And we'll get narrower and narrower with it as we pull out. Let me grab some water. Then we have another area, which is our door. I'm sorry, our larger window. Now, if you ever have any question where to put a reflection, just lay your pencil down like this. And that'll help you place it. And notice that I'm making that reflection a little bit wider. Okay, last reflection. Our third window, right? Lay your pencil down, get an idea where it's going to hit. Let me pull out. Guys, what do you think? Now I can compact with my pink and my blue. And now that I know where that reflection is, I can bump my pink into it. What's wrong, Angry Bear? What's the frowny for? Mind blown. Oh. Okay, now I'm going to come in with one more color on this. I think you're really going to like this. Purple. And the purple is what's going to seal the deal. Now, when you add purple to something like this, this is what makes your pavement look wet. So the colors that we're using for this are what? Pink, yellow, light pink, yellow, light blue, and purple. Now, to put in these colors, I'm using the side of the pencil. All right, let me pull out so you can get the full effect. Now, obviously, there's still some more blending to do. Here's the purple into the brown. What do you think? Any questions? And then I'll finger blend on everything except the yellow. Now, let me show you the side by side. I've got some more that I'm going to be doing on this yellow. I'm going to lighten it a little bit. But I want you to see the side by side and how this is looking. Okay, I've got to wrap up. So tonight, we worked with our Posh coloring book, Thomas Kincaid, Painter of Light. This night absolutely flew, didn't it? And we worked on our lady being pulled down the street. And you guys learned how to do apples. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Love on each other. That's what we're known for. I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. And we will continue. Guys, hit that like button, please. I'm too short of 20. 20 is my minimum goal. Guys, please share this broadcast. All right, guys, have a great rest of the evening. Congratulations to Kansas City for winning. Ivy is a happy person. All right, guys, till tomorrow night then. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay dry. Bye.